Hi, I'm Avery Davidson. Thank you for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, the only TV show bringing Louisiana farmers and consumers together every week. My partner, Kristen Oakes-White, will join us a little bit later in the show. Whether you like them baked, candied, or mashed, Louisiana sweet potatoes are more than a holiday staple. They're a major contributor to the state's economy and cuisine. Louisiana farmers grow sweet potatoes on about 7,000 acres across the state. What's allowed them to do that successfully? The Louisiana Sweet Potato Commission, celebrating 70 years of helping farmers. This harvester is digging up more than a crop of Louisiana sweet potatoes. It's unearthing history, generations in the making. It may look like the culmination of a single season of work, but the work of the Louisiana Sweet Potato Commission helped make it possible. Established in 1952 by the Louisiana legislature, the Louisiana Sweet Potato Commission is made up of farmers, shippers, processors, and bankers to promote the consumption of Louisiana sweet potatoes.
The purpose of the commission is to continue to do research so that we can continue to provide an affordable and a bountiful product, and also, though, to continue to educate a consuming public on the nutritional value of the Louisiana sweet potato.
We've been raising them now for 300 to 400 years in Louisiana. We do it better than anybody, and the commission just helps promote and helps the research that grows into making a crop.
We were a standout commodity.
Jason Abels is a sweet potato farmer in Morehouse Parish and chairman of the Louisiana Sweet Potato Commission.
My grandfather was in the sweet potato industry, and my dad was in the sweet potato industry. He was the vice chairman of the committee, and now here I am, third generation. I'm the chairman of the committee. It's got kind of a legacy that we've carried along. We've seen all this money is poured out of the commission into the industry, and 70 years later here, we're still an industry that's still strong.
Strong across the state. Over in Evangeline Parish, Larry Fontenot continues the legacy of his father and proudly supports the Louisiana Sweet Potato Commission.
I'm kind of sentimental about the Sweet Potato Commission because my father was one who's passed away, was one of those that helped the Sweet Potato Commission get started, and they saw a need at that time to get sweet potato consumption increased, get a Louisiana sweet potato out there into the public's eye as a high quality product, and that's what the Sweet Potato Commission has done for us over the course of the last 70 years, and they're still doing a good job with it.
Part of that job is to fund research, primarily conducted at the LSU Ag Center Sweet Potato Research Station in Chase.
The Louisiana sweet potato industry is a family. The LSU Ag Center, the Louisiana Sweet Potato Commission, the Louisiana Sweet Potato Association, we all work together seamlessly. You can't really have one without the other. The commission has supported the research of the Ag Center for over 70 years. We could not do what we do as an Ag Center without the commission, and we work together for the benefit of the industry in this state.
It's that reinvestment into the sweet potato industry that pays dividends for every resident of Louisiana.
Now, here we are 70 years later. The sweet potato industry is over $85 million, over 7,500 acres, and it is traditional. You know, when you look at something that the families have been in generation after generation, yields are good, yields are strong. You know, and if you look at where we are going, there's a tremendous bright future.
The future really is bright for Louisiana sweet potatoes. Next month, we'll profile one of the sweet potato farmers you saw in that story, Larry Fontenot, and find out why he loves growing sweet potatoes in Evangeline Parish. To learn more, visit our website at twilatv.org. Now, this story was brought to you by the Louisiana Sweet Potato Commission, celebrating 70 years of helping our farmers. Now is the time to apply for the Louisiana Farm Bureau Foundation Linda and Wayne Zonbrecker Scholarship. The deadline to apply is February 4th, which means it must arrive at your parish Farm Bureau office by that date. So if you're going to mail it, you want to send it early. The Louisiana Farm Bureau Foundation Linda and Wayne Zonbrecker Scholarship is a 4-year scholarship available to Louisiana Farm Bureau members who have a cumulative grade point average of 2.5 or higher and are going to a Louisiana college for a curriculum in agriculture, vocational agriculture, agribusiness, ag education, or agri-science. To learn more about the Louisiana Farm Bureau Foundation Linda and Wayne Zonbrecker Scholarship, visit our website at twilatv.org. Now, one of the events which helps fund that scholarship is the annual party at the Red Barn in Vermilion Parish. This will be the third year the Vermilion Parish Farm Bureau Young Farmers and Ranchers host the event. Money raised by the party at the Red Barn goes to the Vermilion Parish Dwayne Zonbrecker Scholarship, the Louisiana Farm Bureau Foundation Linda and Wayne Zonbrecker Scholarship, the Louisiana Ag in the Classroom Foundation, and the Vermilion Parish YF&R Committee. The party at the Red Barn will take place on Saturday, February 5th from 5 in the evening until 11 at night. They really know how to pass a good time. It'll be at the Louisiana Cattle Festival Barn, 2901 Rodeo Road in Abbeville. Tickets are $10 in advance and $15 at the door. You can find out more information on this at our website, twilatv.org. 410 farmers and farm workers died in agriculture-related accidents in 2019. That's according to the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. That illustrates the dangers inherent in the job. That's why the Louisiana Farm Bureau Safety Department hosts grain bin safety workshops across the state dating back to 2014. These training workshops are led by our friends at Mississippi Farm Bureau and include classroom-style teaching along with valuable hands-on experience for those in attendance. According to Louisiana Farm Bureau Safety Director Wendell Miley, at least one successful grain bin rescue has occurred since these workshops began.
It's something that doesn't occur very often, but just getting that educational component out there for our farmers to be aware of it, and then when it does happen, having been a part of the training to help get somebody in there, to help get somebody out that has been trapped in that grain bin really is an amazing thing. If we save one life, which we really already have over the course of doing this program and the course of my career, then it's all been worth it.
The first event will be held in Oak Grove at Tony Jane's Farm. It will be on Tuesday, February 8th from 5:30 until 8:30 in the evening. Wednesday, there will be a workshop in Vidalia from noon until 3 p.m. It will be held at Consolidated Grain and Barge Elevator. And that final workshop will be in Winsboro on Thursday evening from 5:30 until 8:30. It'll be in two places, beginning at Louisiana Delta Community College and moving across the street to the Franklin Parish Activity Center. Now, all three workshops are free and include a meal, so you have to register ahead so they know how many people to feed. To learn more, head over to our website at twilatv.org. This past weekend, Louisiana nature lovers did not let the cold weather stop them from getting their hands dirty. The newest member of the TWILA team, Brianne Hendrickson, also braved the sub-freezing temps to show us how the LSU Ag Center Botanic Gardens at Burden celebrated Arbor Day this year.
Arbor Day is a celebration of tree planting that started in Nebraska and has now grown to be a nationwide holiday. At the LSU Ag Center Botanical Gardens at Burden, it is much more than a celebration. Here, it's a way to educate the community about ag and forestry, as well as a way to reforest the Burden woods, which are still recovering from Hurricane Gustav in 2008. Jeff Cooney, the director at the LSU Botanical Gardens at Burden, who helped plan the event, was very excited about the turnout.
We had a fantastic Arbor Day today. We had probably over 750 people out, mostly young families with their kids, learning about native trees, learning about how to plant a tree, why it's important to the urban forest in our cities.
It wasn't just tree planting that happened this afternoon in Baton Rouge. Burden offered fun for the whole family.
They got to do a kiddie tree climb, so they actually got to climb up in the trees, got a little hot chocolate, and they did a scavenger hunt. So they got a little prize. We work with Louisiana Department of Ag and Forestry, and they get a little ruler, a pencil, and a little bit of information about tree planting that they can take home with them.
After a lower turnout last year due to COVID, Cooney was happy to see that cold weather did not stop people from coming out this year.
It was very wet last year and cool. This year it was just cold, but we had great sunshiny weather and it was relatively dry out. So people could go out and plant a tree and they didn't have to worry about getting muddy. We also partner with the Junior League and they do a craft for the kids as well. So we really try to partner with different organizations to put this day on to really make it a wonderful event that's got a lot of different venues for families to enjoy.
Now, if you weren't able to make it to Arbor Day, the Burden Museum and Gardens are open 7 days a week, 8 to 5 every day. To find out more about Burden and events happening there, we will link you to that, so you can head over to our website at twilatv.org. Now, I did not move to Louisiana for cold weather. Move for this warm weather y'all are supposed to have.
Well, it's coming, I promise you. Come July, you're going to be like, you know what? Maybe I'm ready for that cool weather again. So Brianne Hendrickson comes to us via OSU, Oklahoma State University, and grew up before that in Indiana, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about your ag background.
Yeah, so I showed livestock, pigs, sheep, goats, and then I added on horses in my high school career, and then I took the horse thing and did rodeo through my community college days, and then I went to OSU and where I independent rodeoed.
Okay, so when you say rodeo, you mostly focused on barrel racing, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's...
That's...
And tell me a little bit about your horse, because, what, 13 years old now?
Yes. Yeah, she's 13 now, getting a little older on me. I had her since she was 2.5, 3 years old. Green horse, green rider, and we've made it this far, so she's pretty special to me.
When you learn together, it kind of makes it even, I guess that bond comes a little bit closer.
Yes.
So at Oklahoma State University, degree in agricultural leadership.
Yes.
So what is that?
So we work with just trying to communicate orally and learning how to kind of be a leader in a way, in making sure that we have good communication skills outside of just riding.
So now you know why she's on the TWILA team, because Brianne has learned how to communicate about agriculture, and we're looking forward to the stories that you're going to tell us in the future. Thank you so much, Brianne Hendrickson. Well, still to come on TWILA, we meet a Louisiana farmer with a new healthy variety of rice to put into a tasty gumbo. A brand new Feasting on Agriculture is up next. Stay with us. This week we're launching a new edition of Feasting on Agriculture, and it's gumbo weather out there, Shaz, so that's why TWILA's Kristen Oaks White is taking us to St. Landry Parish, where a new brand of Louisiana rice makes the perfect ingredient in a hot bowl of gumbo.
Welcome to a brand new edition of Feasting on Agriculture. I'm Kristen Oaks White, and today we're in the heart of rice country in Elton, Louisiana. We're going to introduce you to Michael Fruge, who's launching a brand new brand of Louisiana rice, and it's sparking a blaze of interest across the entire country.
Feasting on Agriculture with Kristen Oaks White is brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, beef, it's what's for dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice.
My name is Michael Fruge. I farm in Eunice, Louisiana. My wife and I are the owners of M&S Fruge Farms, which owns the Parish Rice brand.
Explain to me the timeline of creating the rice product and then how you got to here.
This all came to fruition in 2019. A friend of mine started this before me. He started several years ago, Blake Gerard, who farms up in Southern Illinois. And he started using this specialty variety from the Ag Center, which they released as Frontier, is the variety name.
Okay.
He started growing it, started having a little bit of success, and then Blake and I made a deal to allow me to start growing Frontier as well.
There are some specific benefits to this particular variety that make it special. So tell me about that.
Two scientists at the Rice Research Station in Crowley developed this variety. One thing they didn't realize, and none of us realized until a dietitian told us at a food show, that we should have a lower glycemic score because the carb to protein ratio is different. Once we found the glycemic score out, which was significantly lower, even lower than brown rice, we realized that we needed to capitalize that with our marketing. So we went out, hired a marketing agency. They did a 3-month market research project for us, and one of their biggest recommendations was for us to rebrand.
Like so many other farmers, growing a commodity is a labor of love, and there's a lot of pride that goes into putting that product on the shelf. So when a branding company came to him and suggested that Michael change the name and the branding aspects of his product, it was a tough pill, but he sure is glad that he swallowed it.
They came to me after the 3-month market research project and said, we have 2 things we really want to talk to you about. We want to change your logo. I said, all right, that's fine, that's easy. Second thing is, we want you to rebrand. I said, not happening. Would you at least listen to us? I said, I'll listen to anything. I'm not opposed to listening to anything you have to say. I said, but it's going to be a really hard sell for you. Well, they sold me on it. There's only one word synonymous with the state of Louisiana, and that's parish, because we're the only state in the United States that has parishes.
Right.
So we decided to change from Prairie Acadian to Parish rice to tie it to Louisiana, to highlight the higher protein and the lower glycemic score. And the last week of 2021 was the biggest week we've ever had since we started. So
Having a lower glycemic index, does that make the calorie count lower?
So the calories are the same. What it does is changes the way the carbs break down in your body. Something that's high in carbs, when they break down, the carbs break down really fast, you get a spike in your blood sugar and then you crash. This one just breaks down slower, and it's the higher protein that causes that. We grow the safest food in the world right here in the United States, and it's really rewarding for me to be able to tell people and show people that is the truth.
Now with all that talk about rice, I'm getting hungry, I don't know about you. So we're gonna head over to Chef Ross LaFleur's to watch him whip up a dish with that Parish rice to see just how delicious it truly is. We're back now in the kitchen of Ross LaFleur, and Ross, you are one of my good friends from college, but you're also the owner of Carrie's Roux, and tell me a little bit about what you guys do at Carrie's Roux.
So my parents and I, my dad's Carrie, he started making roux in 1975. We make Carrie's Roux and pig stand barbecue sauce products. So we make a dark roux, light roux, also a no fat, no sodium dry roux. And we have our Carrie's Roux seasoning. We have a gumbo mix, jambalaya mix, bisque mix. I also make pig stand barbecue sauce in the regular and hot version, and then we have a basting sauce, barbecue flavored basting sauce, and a garlic butter basting sauce.
Now the roux is is that y'all's bread and butter? Is that kind of what started it?
Yeah, the gumbo mix is actually picking up. I think people want to spend less time in the kitchen and are real busy, but that's definitely our #1 product.
Well, tell me what we're going to cook today.
So today we're going to cook, it's my version of a boneless, skinless chicken and sausage gumbo.
So tell me about the first step, and we're going to do that with the Parish rice.
Okay, so I have my water boiling. I added a little bit of salt into it, and I'm going to go ahead and add in the rice. And I'm going to let that stir up, get it stirred up. Then we're going to make sure it goes back to a second boil. I'm going to reduce it to a simmer, cover it, and let it cook for about 20 minutes until it's all fluffed up and absorbed all the water.
So then where do we go from there?
Then we're gonna get started with the gumbo. All right, so I have my stock pot here with a half gallon of water, and same thing, 2 of the 32-ounce cartons of, I use a low sodium chicken broth. Because the sausage is gonna put off some seasoning. I also have my chicken that's seasoned with our all-purpose Cajun seasoning. So I don't wanna add too much salt in there, so we're using a low sodium broth. So I do have the water hot, and I'm gonna add in, this is about a half a jar of our Carrie's original dark roux. So we're just gonna keep this rolling. I don't want the roux to stick to the bottom because you don't want the roux to cook anymore. So that way I'm gonna keep stirring it and just let this dissolve. So now all the roux is dissolved. So I'm gonna go ahead and start adding in my vegetables. So the first thing that I have here, this is 1 medium onion. If you need a measurement, it's about 2 cups of onion, chopped onion. This is almost a whole bell pepper, just depending on the bell pepper size, but this is 1 cup of green bell pepper.
This is part of your trinity.
This is about 2 small cloves of garlic. What we're gonna add next is our boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I kind of trimmed them up a little bit, seasoned them with our Carrie's all-purpose seasoning. Again, it's kind of a season to taste. I don't like to put too much seasoning at the beginning because I want to, right before it's done, taste the seasoning, see if I need to add anything. But I'm gonna add these in. All I did is I cut them in half because they're gonna fall apart a little bit, but it makes it for bite-sized pieces whenever it's cooked.
Tell me what to do. There.
Just like that. Okay, and the next thing we're gonna add in, I have 1 pound of smoked pork sausage. And these are just cut up for 2 bite-sized pieces.
Normally, about how long does this take to reduce down?
Once I have everything in, I try to cook it to where the chicken gets tender, and that's usually about an hour, hour and a half, something like that.
But by the magic of television, it is now ready.
It's ready
for us.
What we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add in some chopped parsley. This is about a 1/4 cup of chopped parsley. And then this is a 1/2 cup of green onion that's chopped up.
Okay, so from here,
we're gonna
Plate it up
and serve. If you don't mind, go ahead. We
Okay.
have one bowl with rice. If you don't mind putting some rice in that bowl
And so
as well.
we've got our Parish rice here that's cooked lovely. It's fluffy.
And I'll go ahead and serve the gumbo over this rice. Is it good?
It's perfect.
All right,
It
thank you.
is so good, Rue.
Thank you.
This is excellent. You're a wonderful cook.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for joining us, and thank you for taking part in this with us. If you want this recipe, you can visit our website at twilatv.org, and we'll link you to Carrie's Rue where you can buy it. You can also find the recipe and Parish rice as well. So join us next time on Feasting on Agriculture.
Feasting on Agriculture with Kristen Oaks White was brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, Ask Before You Eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, Beef, It's What's for Dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, Think Rice.
If you want to try this recipe out at home or learn where you can buy some Parish rice or Carrie's Rue, just visit our website at twilatv.org. Something else that goes really well with Louisiana rice? Louisiana crawfish. Crawfish season had an early start this year, and while the cold has dampened the catch a little bit, they're still available. We're going to take a look around and see what the prices are like across the state. In Houma, West Main Seafood has them for $3.50 live per pound or $5.50 a pound boiled. At Cody's Crawfish Shop in Lafayette, you can find them for $3.99 a pound live and $7.20 a pound boiled. Up north in Ruston, they're $4.75 a pound for live crawfish and $5.85 a pound for boiled. Make sure wherever you're going, you do two things. One, check those prices before you go buy them, because they change every week at least. And two, make sure you're getting Louisiana crawfish, which is why the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board reminds you to ask before you eat. As if having crawfish available right now wasn't enough of a boost, we want to share this TWILA boost with you that is sure to make you smile. And after doing this segment for a while, we found out that the right mix of cute has to be there. So farm animals plus house pets equals viral video in this week's TWILA boost. Those are really cute. Well, that does it for this edition of TWILA. Be sure to join us next week when we'll give you more reasons to smile about crawfish season. Until then, you can watch all of our stories online at twilatv.org. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find all of these stories on our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you know when we put something new out. For all of us here at TWILA, thanks for joining us. We hope to see you again right here next week.